Okay, the JoeJoe Show number 23, 23, for those who don't habla. Hurricane prep night, Barry in the Gulf. What are we going to do, Joe?
If you're watching this, then good for you, because tropical storm or depression or whatever they call it, Barry, is coming down on us, and we want everybody, all our family, to know that we're okay for right now.
Right.
And we're probably okay during the storm. By the time you're watching this, we're probably still okay. Give us a holler if you want. But we're okay, don't worry. But what we want to do is, since everybody's preparing, everybody's home, everybody is batting down the hatches and stuff like that. So we want to show and talk to all our real listeners and family members out there. We want to give them a chance to talk about what they're doing as far as preparation, maybe some past stories that they've went through to lead them to this point. And we also going to talk a little football, Joe.
At least. We got to get those 5 CFP picks. We're going to talk to about 4 or 5 different people tonight. Hopefully, we got to call in for the little guy down in Big Texas to talk about the baseball season and the upcoming football season in his little world. But anyway, the hottest topics and north of the tropics, talking of the tropics, that hurricane's going to bear down on us and going to hit us tomorrow morning sometimes. Tropical depression, whatever, the wave, the cyclone, this, that, and the other. The hurricane that started in Georgia came back down in the Gulf, and then,
which I still don't understand how it did that. But
skirting down the Gulf of Mexico, going to wet everything from Corpus Christi, Texas, all the way from Apalachicola. I just like to say that anyway. It's going to hit us, and we're going to probably be without power. So I'm glad you got a chance to see us and look at us tonight. But, we did I did as my prep today. I don't know what little Joe did, but my prep, I went a couple of different places looking for sandbags. I got a low-lying man cave attached to my house, so I had to go get some sandbags. I was starting to tape it with duct tape, if you can believe that, and I was going to caulk the door shut, and I guess I'd never use it again with the heavy-duty caulk I bought, but finally got me some sandbags. We're bagged up, and we're ready and hoping that the water doesn't come up.
As far as BR goes, we're way far inland. We're not a coastal city, you know what I'm saying? So we're way far inland. It's just going to be more or less the rain. It's just going to be more or less the rain.
That's what everybody's saying.
I'm not going to lie. This is a confession that I'm going to make on the JoeJoe Show to all our listeners or whoever is watching this show. I actually do suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder when like flood rains come.
Yep.
Like I get all flabbergasted. I'm like, oh, what do I do? And it's like I start like really freaking out.
Yeah.
And I didn't have this problem until the flood of 2016 till it happened to me.
Right.
I did not have this problem. I was like happy as a goose and rolling free. I kind of still deal with a little PTSD, like from that flood. And I mean, and I don't want anybody to go through that alone ever. Like there's somebody you could talk to.
There are people still suffering from it.
Still suffering. And this is something that, listen, if you have your ducks halfway in a row, you should not be suffering it. Like, you had to have your ducks, like totally in disarray. And then when the money came to, like, get your house fixed, you, like, stuck that up your arm or up your nose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I swear to God. Because that's the only reason you'd still, at this point, it's 2019, almost 3 years after the 2016 flood, and you're still in that position.
Yeah, people, wasted that money and things like that. But there's still some houses here in this area that still have walls as 2x4 walls and lighting, and people are still living on concrete floors, and we wish them the best. We wish everybody the best during the storm season. They compared it. Let's start to listen to the media and the local networks and the weather channels and this and that. It's going to be the worse than the 2016 flood. We're going to have 35 inches of rain. The seawalls given away in New Orleans, this and that. Eventually, within 50 years, there'll be no New Orleans. We will be the coastline here in Baton Rouge if they don't get off their fanny and do a little more infrastructure.
That's what they've always said.
What they've done. It will be just an island here. But this is Louisiana. I talked to someone from Indiana today, and they said, oh, well, it's kind of humid out there, and we're fine here, and it's hot. We're not used to this heat, and oh, y'all are down in Louisiana. I hear some crazy things about Louisiana. I said, yeah, they're the 50th ranked state in the union, but doesn't mean anything. But we suffer through the hurricane season like everybody else does, earthquakes and stuff like that. But we always alleviate our problems with football. And here we are, back almost less than 50 days away, or around 50-something days away, to the start of the college football season 2019. I'm going to go with my picks real quick.
Wait, stop.
What?
Don't you want everybody to sound off first and then you say your picks?
Yeah, well, okay. I was just kind of refreshing everybody's memory.
All right, come on. Who we got?
Yeah, well, you all in the top 10 you can pick from all these people.
No, who are the guests? Come on.
Oh,
let's
the
get them
guests.
on the phone. Let's get them on the phone.
All right.
Joe.
Gary, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Sitting around waiting for the storm.
I hear you. We are live on the JoeJoe Show, pre-storm Friday night. Nothing else to do but...
What's up, Gary?
Hey, little Joe, how you doing?
I'm good.
How's the weather out there? We're talking to old dear friend, elementary school buddy Gary out in the Slaughter, Zachary area. How's the weather out there, Gary?
Just a lot of wind right now.
That's it?
That's it. Just wind, no rain.
No rain?
No rain, no rain.
All right. When do they expect that rain? I got so many different reports. My wife just asked me a little while ago, when's the rain coming,
Joe, your guess is as good as mine. You hear so much on TV and they hype this thing so much. Man, I really don't know.
I hear you. Well, I mean, the less is best, but I think once it comes, it's not going to stop for at least a day.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Look, you got high trees at your house. I mean, you got to worry about that wind maybe toppling a tree down on you or anything like that?
No, I'm fortunate there. I only have one big beech tree in the front, and it could fall over and it won't touch the house. So I'm in good shape as far as trees go.
Well, that's great.
Gary, look, if it does hit the fan, like, what do you do? Where do you go? Like if anybody that's checking out the show, which, I mean, they're not going to have power, I'm just saying, but what do you do? Where do you go? What's your plan?
Well, Joe, I've lived in South Louisiana all my life, and the main thing to have is plenty of food and water to get you through a week or so of being without, I guess, and have gas in your car. You got to have gas in your car, and a lot of people go crazy over generators.
Yeah.
But me and Big Joe, we lived through so many hurricanes when we were kids. We didn't have generators, and you just tough it out,
That's it.
So generators are a luxury as far as I'm concerned. I have one, but I consider it a luxury. It's a last-minute thing. And, food, water, and gas in the car in case you got to evacuate, That's the biggies,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been through some hurricanes too, and like say whatever floated my boat, or if I could float that battleship, how about to have some of them cold beers, plenty of them, I guess, while you're sitting around.
Well, that's a part of food, isn't it?
That's it. Food, drink. That's it.
Yeah, that goes with food.
That's
my refrigerator's got it's full of all kind of food and all kind of beer and just hoping for the best and expecting the worst,
That's it, man. That's it. Okay, well, there's nothing else better than break the monotony of a hurricane season down here in the South Louisiana. Is just shortly, almost less than 2 months away now, is the college football season of 2019.
Now look, Gary, give us your top 5 CFP picks that you think that are going to make it to the 2020 playoffs. Now, I know you're a rah-rah LSU, and so is everybody around here, but be realistic now.
I am, Joe. I am.
All right.
And since your last show, I heard we were going to do this, and I've been soul searching, and I've been trying to be as bipartisan as I can, I guess you'd say. But anyway, here's my top 5.
Okay.
Number 1, Clemson.
Okay.
Number two, Alabama.
Gotcha.
Number 3, Oklahoma.
There you go.
Number 4, LSU.
There you go.
Okay.
There
Okay.
you go.
I can deal with that.
And
Number five, Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah. Okay.
Michigan.
Yeah, I got Michigan in mind too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I can deal with that.
Yeah.
Now look. How about this? Go ahead.
Well, Georgia has a real good team this year.
Yeah.
But if Georgia Notre Dame plays Georgia at Georgia, and if Notre Dame beats Georgia, Notre Dame can beat Georgia and beat Southern Cal, and I think they have to play Texas also. And you know as well as I do how the sports writers are. They'll put Notre Dame way up there real fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
and that worries me. And but anyway, that's my top five: Clemson, Alabama, Oklahoma, LSU, and Michigan.
All right, look, before we let you go, hey, Texas, LSU in September. Who you got?
Yeah.
Who you got?
I got LSU.
Okay. Why? How?
Why? I'm going with LSU because of the defense, basically.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going LSU because of Burrow. I think Burrow is the guy to get it done for LSU. I think LSU has been slighted at a quarterback position all these years, and I think this is their year.
They finally got a quarterback. Listen, let me tell you about that Alabama tough non-conference schedule. You got Western Carolina, Duke, New Mexico State, and Southern Miss. I think the only one, Duke is 500 ball club. Southern Miss has had a year or two here lately in the past 10 years. But that non-conference schedule for Alabama just leads a lot of credence to they're going to collide with LSU, I believe, come November the 9th, I think, that weekend. And I hope this year the LSU Tigers prevail since they have Coach John Robinson from USC as their consultant. Okay?
Now, Joe.
Yeah.
John Robinson. Okay, Joe. You say that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's a little tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary, man, we got to move on. It was great having you on the show. You have a good night, okay?
Man.
Okay, buddy.
Take
Thank
care.
y'all.
Take care out there.
Okay, man.
All right, brother. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that was a long time a fan of the show. Ever since we started this show, he's been a fan. All right, Joe, who else we got? Get him on the phone.
Okay, we got, I like his
Go
picks,
ahead.
though.
Go ahead,
I
get him
like
on the
his
phone.
picks.
I had Michigan in my top 5, too. Go ahead and get him on the phone.
Okay.
Hello?
Brian,
Yes, sir.
old Joe here with the Joe and Joe show.
Little Joe here. We're up on doing the show.
Joe and Joe. Okay.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, what's the weather look like out there?
I just stopped raining, it's been off and on rain, a little hard rain, and then some sprinkle. Nothing real bad.
Okay,
not yet.
You're in Slaughter, which is north of Baton Rouge, right?
Yeah, it's north of Zachary, north of Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's good, man. I mean, we're waiting for the rain, too. I did a little hurricane prep, as I told you earlier today, that I was going to get some sandbags and finally got them, and I put them toward the man cave. I got a bunch of stuff in there. I don't want to go bad, but bottom line is I did my hurricane prep. What did y'all do? Anything special? You cooking anything special or just kind of hanging out?
Charlotte did a little stew, and then we kind of picked up around here. Charlotte cut the grass. They actually, all the neighbors, everybody here cut grass today. Even the airstrip behind us cut the grass.
Yeah.
And that's about it. We just kind of picked up the rocking chairs and stuff that are on the porch and this, that, and other. So
Okay.
not a whole lot of prep.
Well, if I can say it, I mean, you didn't have to cover the pool yet, huh?
Not yet. Not
okay.
yet. There you go.
That's great. Congratulations on that. That's going to be a fun holiday when we go get back over there.
Yeah, look, B, what about the wind? Is it like I'm walk outside and dude, it's blowing pretty hard. What are y'all seeing there?
A little of the same, just like the rain. It's very calm for 10, 20 minutes, and then it gets real windy, and then it's only windy for 10, 15 minutes, and it's back to being calm, So we haven't gotten any real treacherous wind, just a little gust here and there,
Well, good, man. I hope that everything's all right out that way. I know you don't have a lot of trees around you, but we're probably going to get a lot of rain once it starts. But We really want to, break the monotony of a hurricane night, waiting for the big storm. And remember, I'd asked you, I think, on the last show on the bottom line, there was if you had your top 5 college football picks for the 2019 season, just to kind of give us something to talk about on this hurricane night. And we're going to go rat-a-tat-tat real quick. So if you got your top 5.
Now look, B, I know you're LSU through and through. But look, give us. Now, you've been watching the playoffs since we've been watching the playoffs.
That's right.
And you know there's only a handful of teams that make it year in and year out. So no BS assessment. Give us your top 5. Now remember, that 5th team is not making it. So give us your top 5 of who's going to be at the end of the season. Who's going to be left standing?
All right. Well, you got to go with Clemson because there's nobody in front of them,
Right.
Nobody can stop them. You almost got to go with Alabama.
Correct.
Because there's really nobody there as good as them,
Yep.
I think everybody is on Georgia, but I'm not that high on Georgia. I think Florida could beat them on that side, and I think, they could falter to just about anybody.
Yeah.
So then I would have to go with maybe Michigan as a third. I know a lot of people are high on Ohio State, but I'd like to think that Harbaugh would
this year,
pull out a big victory this year,
That's it.
and beat the top 3, Wisconsin and Michigan State and Ohio State. So
right.
We'll have to see. Then, I'm going to go with being just like I said I was a homer, and I'll have to go with LSU.
There you go.
So I think that they're going to surprise some people, and hopefully they will do what they say they're going to do.
All right.
Score some points.
Who's getting left out?
Well, there you go. I don't know. I would think maybe Oklahoma because again they don't have anybody there in front of them. I guess I would go with Oklahoma. I guess that's really where I would go.
That's
okay. I could see that, but you do realize you put 2 SEC teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's happened before.
Oh, you're right. It's hard to think that they're going to put 2 SEC West teams in the playoffs.
You're right.
One of them's going to negate. One of them's going to negate each other. So hopefully that's November the 9th, and I'm going for LSU this year. I think that with their defense, Arena's defense, is just to get over there. And plus, you got Coach John Robinson as a consultant for Coach O. So
John Robinson, I'm going to go with the big difference, and not just the offensive coordinator Ensminger being a central guy.
There you go.
I have to go with him, but I think Joe Brady's going to add a little twist here and there, and get the ball out quicker, and be a little less predictable.
They need to be. Open it up and let's get going. And if you want to score 50, 60 points, let's score 60 of them.
Exactly. If Feinbaum says we can't do it, well, let's prove him wrong,
Right, yeah, first of all, Feinbaum is full of BS. He's on his way out. Second
That's
of all,
for sure.
Who you got? Hey, I don't care about any other game for LSU this season, besides Alabama. Who you got in September? Texas versus LSU at Texas. Who you got?
I'm going to go with LSU. I think LSU is going to surprise some people and score 30, 40 points a game. Really, I do.
That's it, man. That's what I'm thinking the consensus of, because Texas has got 8 starters to replace on defense, and I just think that offense is pretty predictable. That quarterback runs or passes, and that's all he does. But all right, B, we're going to let you get back to your movie. And,
no problem. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, man, we'll try to hit you up again, and Godspeed to you out there. If we can help you out anyway, we'll be here.
Be careful and keep us posted if anything bad happens or anything. So just let us know.
All right, Brian, we'll see you, man.
All right,
Later.
All right, that was the Bug Man, Brian, big fan of the show, watches our show, hits us up all the time with little tidbits of information that we try to incorporate into the show. But God, there's just so much to talk about on a weekly given basis. I'm sorry. I mean,
that's it.
We have to pick and choose. It's like cherry picking. It's like me and Joe. We sit here and talk to each other all week long,
at least,
and then we get to the show and we only get out like 5 or 10% of what we talk about during the weekend. And every time after the show, I'm like, dude, we forgot this, we forgot that. And it's like, oh man,
there's not enough time. time, and there's
No,
a
there's
lot,
not.
lot of topics out there for
Dude,
sure.
if we could do this show every day, we would, but it's just not economically feasible right now.
Okay, we're going to give a holler out to Big Steve
Yeah.
Buddha out in
Yeah.
the South Downs area in
South
Central
Downs
Baton
in
Rouge.
BR now. He's actually in BR for anybody that doesn't know.
Hello.
Hey, Buddha,
Hey.
we're on the show. You're on the air, the JoeJoe Show, Friday night hurricane prep
What's
show.
up, man? What's going on?
Oh man, actually, I'm sitting outside.
And how is it? Give us your report there in South Downs area, Baton Rouge.
It's still hot.
Yeah.
It's still hot. It must be still about 90 degrees. The wind's blowing, kind of out the east, cools it off every now and then, but no sign of rain.
Gosh, that's what they're saying. I mean, we talked to people in the Zachary area, and we're getting the same thing. No rain yet, just a lot of wind.
Yeah.
Not
That's
too
what it's-
not too much wind, and it, I guess, like you say, it's 90 degrees. I stepped outside around 7:30, quarter to 8, and man, I had to come back in, and it was hot.
Yeah. Well, the wind's blowing. I can't really see much movement up there, so it's kind of dark. But there's seems to be some clouds moving. But we're sitting waiting for it. Shoot, they've been giving us 3 days to wait for it.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
they do that
yeah.
all the time. They scare you kind of to prepare you. On my end, I told you I went and got me some sandbags, so I feel secure about that. And over here at the studio, probably going to camp out here outside the studio and just see what the storm does. But what did you do for any kind of prep? Did you cook? Did you ice down some CBs, cold beers, or drinks, or what'd y'all do and your wife do for prep? Pick up the garbage cans, batten down the hatch, what?
Oh yeah, this afternoon I did all that stuff out in the backyard, got everything down, tied my garden, my tomato plants up real good, expecting all this rain, and picked a few cucumbers and just all the stuff that was loose. Put my truck kind of in the backyard away from this tree. I got this big tree right in the front. And,
Yeah.
I'm looking at it and it's swaying, but it's already endured Andrew and Katrina and all those other hurricanes. So I'm not too worried about it, other than maybe a limb coming out of it.
Yeah.
We had some trash in the street that we bundled up and tied up. My
You got
brother
to that,
came
huh?
over.
You got to
Thumper came
that.
over, yeah.
That's
Thumper
good.
came over and we took care of that. So he said, man, buoyancy is whatever, well, it's going to have to take a lot of water to float that thing, but at least it'll be in one big pile.
That's good.
And, didn't do much prep. I went to Rouse's 2 days in a row, but really we didn't do that much. I bought some ice and some charcoal and just waiting to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good.
Hey, Boo, what about the girls? They're okay? They're getting all their stuff together?
Well, actually, Laura's on her way back from Gulf Shores right now. She ought to be home by now. She left. They were on a couples trip,
Oh.
and so, but one of the couples didn't tell their kids that there was going to be a hurricane, and somehow the babysitter slipped, and the little girl called, "Mommy, you went off on vacation and you left me here, and there's a hurricane," so they put them on a guilt trip, and so
Wow.
they left, and then Laura and Big Sweet went to the beach for a little while today, and then they said, well, he works for the city of Denham and the water company, and he's figuring he's going to get busy.
Yeah.
So he said, I better get on home. So they're probably home by now.
Yeah.
But, Caroline's over here with us, but she had a little dinner date with some friends, and so
Yeah.
we're just, I was thinking, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, if we get watered in for the next couple of days, sleep ain't gonna be no big deal. I mean, because man, I don't know about y'all, but if I get hot, I can't sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Same
I'm
thing
thinking-
here.
So I'm thinking that I'll just maybe catch a little cat nap and just come sit out here on the porch, and kind of, ride in the storm out,
That's it. That's it. Well, there's a lot to talk about, the weather, and you're doing a good job out there, and we Godspeed to you and hope everything goes okay. But as I had mentioned before, we want to hit you up for those 5 CFP picks. if you got them for the 2019 season, and we want you to be realistic about it, and we don't care who you put up in the top 5 because we got our top 5, and I think the consensus of what we got so far is pretty close to everybody, what everybody's thinking.
But look, hey, you've watched the playoffs as long as we have. Please be realistic. And I know you're LSU through and through, and even I want to see him in there. But let's be realistic here.
Well, I don't, all these so-called experts, they watch the same games we do, and I guess maybe we watch it in a different way,
Yeah.
I've always called myself a realistic Tiger fan. I ain't doing those guys that bleed purple and gold, If they got a shot, they got a shot, but you don't know.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this, and I've been thinking about it since I listened to the show the other day. I have no real order,
That's good.
I think there's the teams that will always be good with the same teams. I mean, you can expect Alabama, you can expect Clemson.
Right.
Big Joe and I talked the other day about Georgia. I think everyone putting a lot of stock into Georgia, but Georgia's only going to be as good as if they get into the final.
Right.
That's the way I see it, because then everybody's going to say, well, if they're good enough to play Alabama in the conference championship, then they ought to be that good. But not necessarily, because, there's nothing in the East.
Right.
Who
except
else do they
maybe
play?
Florida.
Except maybe Florida, yeah. But if they don't play Alabama in the championship, what other exposure do they get?
Yeah.
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 I mean, I'm not saying that a team like Auburn is a top 5, but as I was speaking earlier in the week, Auburn is a team that you don't know. I mean, they put 3 or 4 wins back to back, and then all of a sudden they're on a roll.
Yeah.
But I also think that maybe Ohio State.
State, okay.
I don't put too much into Michigan.
Yeah.
I don't really think, and I don't really know where to go from there. Of course, you'll have the Big 12 where you get Oklahoma. Of course, Oklahoma's going to be good.
Right.
But there's a question mark there. Is Jalen Hurts going to be the savior of that?
Yeah. Well, I think it's not much of a savior on offense for Jalen Hurts as is a savior on defense for Grinch, for the defensive coordinator from Ohio State. That's going to be Oklahoma's savior. I mean, everybody knows their M.O. Yeah, you're going to score a lot of points with whoever you could put back there. And then Jalen Hurts is not a shoo-in. I can understand that. But I really think that defense has got to come up with a little bit more this year for them.
Boo, look, I'm with you. I saw Jalen Hurts in the spring game. Not too much to write home about. Now, look, they're running scripted plays, and he's got a lot of improvement, but I'm with you on that. Yeah, will Jalen Hurts be the guy? But look, we're running out of time. Who's your top 5 from 1 to 5? Who's the team that gets left out, and who's the team that you think's going to go all the way?
Well, of course, you got to put number 1 is Clemson because they're the champ.
Yeah.
They're going to be there. And I would imagine Alabama's going to be there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm serious. I can't go to I'll put Ohio State in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't go nowhere in the Pac-12. Pac-10, whatever.
No.
I can't go nothing from the West Coast.
Right.
Yeah. So it's going to have to be somebody up in there. Maybe another. I don't think they're going to allow 3 SEC teams because I just don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. And and I really I'm a wait and see guy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when we got a national championship, whoever it may be, let's see. Then I'll give you a pick.
There you go. There you go.
Because there's nobody else is. Everybody else is subject to anything can happen. I mean, sure, there's the good teams.
Right.
Like I think. The good teams are going to rise to the top. They're going to be the top 5 teams.
I like LSU in there somewhere in my top 5.
For the sake of
LSU's probably going to get beat out by somebody that is a top 4.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but look, as of today, for the sake of the show, I heard you say Clemson, and then I heard you say who else?
Alabama,
Ohio State, and so you got 1, 2, 3. Who would be your 4, and who's going to get left out?
I guess Oklahoma would be my 4, and then Ohio State would be. Michigan's going to get left out.
Michigan, I can see that.
Michigan's going to left out.
I can see that.
Notre Dame, they'll go undefeated again. Maybe I don't know what their schedule looks like.
They got to play Georgia. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, so the winner of that game will be the one that'll be propelled to the top.
There you
and
go.
They'll talk about them. And the other guy will just have to muddle through the rest of the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if it's Georgia, then Georgia's the one. Georgia, this is their year. You know
All
how
right.
the hype starts.
That's it, man. Well,
All right.
Listen, we enjoyed talking to you, my brother.
Thank you.
And Godspeed to you and your family during this, the storm, this turbulence, and hope we come out on the good end, as we always do. And we like your picks, and we got a lot more football to talk about as we're less than 60 days away again. So
that's 50.
50. All right. Well, we'll get back to you, my brother. We love you.
I'll be glad to talk to you.
All right. Bye.
Bye, brother.
All right, that was another one. Buddha, he's big time.
Man, 35 years. 35 years.
Fan and contributor to the
season ticket
show.
holder.
But he is the guy that we've interviewed on the show. If you've watched the show, but I mean, if you're a family member, you know who he is. But I mean, if you've watched the show, we've interviewed him already, and he goes to all the LSU games and the sports games
Baseball,
and the
basketball.
baseball, basketball, bedroom, bourgeois. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got it all. And like, if anybody that I know is a lifelong Tiger fan, it's that guy.
Got to be him.
Yes.
Ever since we sat there and watched him in the 60s in the South End zone.
So look, we're coming up to the end of this thing.
Well, we got one more caller.
Who?
Gary.
Oh, yeah, get him on the phone. Get him on the phone. Go.
Hey,
Hey, man, what's going on? How's the weather over there?
and it's here.
It's here. Is it raining?
No.
Hey, well, what are you drinking on right this second? What's in your hand?
My phone.
Okay, good. No, man, we wanted to get to you. We called you before, make sure we got you to come on to the show. We got a Friday night monotony here, and we wanted to check the weather right there in the Jefferson I-12 area. How's the weather?
Oh, it's very breezy.
Okay.
That's because Wendy lives here. I guess I don't know. That could happen any day.
Yeah, are you outside right now? Because it sounds like you're in a wind tunnel.
Hold on a second. Let me adjust my umbrella. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Nah, man, it's just a little breeze going on. That's all it is.
Yeah, when's it gonna hit? I mean, that's what I want to know.
Shit, Joe, I think it's fake news, man. I don't think it's going to be coming around here like they say it is. I mean, it just, out of nowhere, here it comes.
Oh, man, I finally got me some sandbags, and I feel more secure, and I'm over here at Little Joe's tonight in the studio. I'm probably going to camp outside the studio and then see what my street holds true, but... I think they scare you to prepare you, and it can be catastrophic, and you can't drive in the high water and this and that. So you got to watch yourself, and I guess it's going to mess your golf game up this weekend.
Well, it closed us down yesterday. I could have went play, but had to go do get everybody to make sure there was caught up and could survive all this stuff or whatever it's going to be, So
that's it. You took care of the mother-in-law. Mother-in-law's okay?
Oh yeah, she's fine. She's worried about the goddamn spider.
Oh, okay.
A dead spider. There's a funny story about that. A dead spider. She goes, "Oh, do you think it's dead?" When I pushed it off the porch with the broom, it had guts all over it.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Do you think it's dead?" I'm like, "Well, what do you want to do? You want me to call Hippolyte Landry to see if he can come over?
Yeah, he's dead.
To see if he can come over and check it out?
He's dead.
What do you want, man?
Yeah, he's dead.
So that's how my day started. So.
Oh, wow. Well, all right. Well, she's okay then. She's got that spirit, man. Yeah, she's okay. Well, listen, to break the monotony of the Hurricane Wade and the watch and the this and that, I explained to you in the last show, we'd ask everybody to start thinking about their final five, though there's the final four, but we got the final five of the CFP and the one that's going to be left out, and we want your extreme, and it doesn't matter who you pick.
Look, hey, Gary, look. Wait, stop. Hold on. Wait. I know you're LSU through and through, and I want to see the Tigers in there too. But be realistic. Who is going to be in the who's going to the playoffs, and who's going to get left out?
Who you talking to, brother? I call it as I see it. If you don't want to know the truth, then don't ask me.
No. I want to know the truth. I want to know the truth.
This is how it's going to roll.
Okay.
Okay, this is Clemson and Alabama's to lose.
Okay.
Okay? All right?
All right.
So if either one of them go to the championship, who's going to say, damn, that just happened?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
All right? So then they got the Notre Dame factor, which really isn't a factor.
Yeah.
But they can mess everything up because they're Notre frickin' Dame.
Gotcha.
You know, and then Oklahoma, y'all got a brand new quarterback.
Yeah.
All y'all been doing is just putting out quarterbacks.
Well,
And the last two first-round picks was from Oklahoma, I think.
Yeah, right. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so, I mean, then they got somebody else that can probably do that. So that's the wild card right there. I mean, I want LSU to win every time, you know, but somebody's going to come out of the Southeastern Conference. Somebody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you know, we didn't even talk about the East, you know?
Yeah. So you got Clemson, you got Alabama, you got OU. Who else?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame?
Or that fact, you know, well, Notre Dame, and that would be like the West Coast thing. If Notre Dame don't get in, then somebody like Stanford or somebody.
Okay, but who gets left out?
You like
everybody. Everybody.
No,
gets
but
left out.
who is your top? Who is the five? Who is the five? The team that gets left out?
Michigan.
It's the one that don't win, Dave.
Yeah, I know, but just say a team. Say a team.
Michigan or Ohio State?
Oh, Michigan ain't got nothing. Ohio State is even worse. They just pretend.
You're right. I think the Big Ten gets left out this year.
Yeah.
Big time. They're struggling, man.
It's just
new coach.
The thing that would happen is that they would actually give them a chance to see if they can make it. And if they can make it, then they'll go on. If they can't, then hasta la vista, baby.
Well, in my top five, and I haven't I expressed a little bit out of it. In my top five, I got LSU in the mix. Now I don't know where I got them at, but I mean I got them in there. But I just don't think two SEC West teams are going to be able to be in the CFP. That's my take.
I mean, the thing about it is, it's going to be like business as usual. They're going to just beat up each other, and whoever wins, it's a slugfest. If you win, it's a Donnybrook every time.
Yeah.
And even if it comes down to something like that, I think either one of them, LSU, Alabama, or whoever's right there doing the same thing, could, you know, it'd be a good game. It'd be fair.
Yeah, that's it. And what do you think about, or if I did talk to you, what do you think about LSU's hire, Coach O's hire of John Robinson from USC? What do you think about that, Thump? Because we used to run that I formation out of that Wildcat in Central Sharon Hills, and to me, that's the greatest offense ever. Greatest offense.
Why not? Would you go see John Robinson? They said, "Hey, come on by."
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, would you come on by and say, "Remember when I was down here in '79?"
Yeah, '79. I was at that game. I was at that game.
I listened to that game with a girl from Gonzales.
There you go. But
Debbie McGuire.
I had my USC hat on, and this old man told me, "You better take that hat off when you walk out of the stadium."
Yeah, right.
But I was comicking on last time, and I was telling little Joe here. I said, "Well, Coach O's probably asking John Robinson, hey, Coach, what's OJ's number?" Well, he didn't play for OJ. I mean, OJ didn't play for John Robinson.
No.
Charles White did.
Who was it?
Marcus Allen.
John Mackey.
Marcus Allen Black for Charles White.
No, John Mackey.
Marcus Allen Black for Charles White.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yeah.
We can look it up.
And I don't think OJ had to do with anything over there in Brentwood either.
Hey, man.
All right, my brother. We're gonna cut out because we're trying to edit and we're trying to get it down. We got another call, but we love you, man, and good luck out there.
Man. That was fun.
All right, brother. We'll see you.
All right, later.
Later.
All right. Another big time fan of the show, contributor to the show. We love them all.
That's
Look,
it.
this is, listen.
This is the start of something big.
This has been the most fun I've had on this show the whole time. Okay? Maybe we can start doing this from now on, at least until the end of football season. That's college. Dude, look, we want everybody to be able to sound off. And like, dude, this isn't just our show.
No.
We want it to be your show too. We want it to
it.
be like, dude, you know, like my show is your show and your show is my show. And it's like, you know, it's like, dude, don't worry. It's like, we want to incorporate everything and everybody, but we got to get everybody at least watching.
That's it. That's it. And that's what it's all about. There's a lot more to talk about other than football. When we say globally, nationally, and locally, I'm not trying to get on any soapbox here. I'm just trying to tell you there's a lot of more important things out there than football. But at the time, to break this storm stress, we'll talk about football. And the football we're going to do some different casts at different locations. We may even go out to LSU tailgate and get everybody live and see how that works out there too. But I mean, we're going to change venues where we're watching the games on the weekend. The only bad thing about my cable system is they knocked out Fox, which is going to make me miss a few ball games. But I heard somebody say today that Fox was going to alleviate that problem for football season, college football season. So
all right, Joe.
Basically.
All right. Everybody wants to know, the big 800-pound gorilla in the room, who you got as your top 5 CFP.
I've talked, and I've had to add on to the guys we talked to tonight. But my top 5 is again, it's got to be Clemson and Alabama. That's ACC versus SEC. I like LSU. I like how that's going to happen with Alabama. They're going to beat each other up. They've already said that. I like the Sooners out of Oklahoma. I think Jalen Hurts will be good enough to run that machine. Whether he gets the Heisman hype and wins the Heisman Trophy for the third straight time out of OU.
Stop. So I got a 1, I got a 2, I got a 3. Who's your 4?
I think, let's see.
Wait. You got Clemson, Alabama.
Yeah, LSU.
You got Oklahoma. You got LSU in your playoffs?
I got LSU in the playoffs.
So you got 2 SEC teams in your playoffs.
Right, I got 2 SEC West teams in the playoffs. I don't know how it's going to happen.
You got 2 SEC West teams in your playoffs.
Yes, I got it. I think LSU beats Alabama.
Did you not hear the instructions? Think realistically.
I'm thinking realistically. I think LSU beats Alabama, and that's Alabama's only loss. I mean, Alabama's playing Western Carolina, Duke, Southern Miss. Okay, and this is early. I still got time to change, but they're playing 4 non-conference cupcakes that I can't even put my finger on. And if I had to pick anybody else out there, it's probably going to be Notre Dame, because they're going to beat Georgia this year. And that's my far-fetched 5 pick.
Yeah, far-fetched for sure. All right, for anybody that actually has followed college football in the past 5 years, here it is. Bam! Make you say hot damn. Here we go. All right.
There you go.
Here is the CFP for 2020. The teams that are actually going to play in the thing, according to Little Joe, as far as July. Now, we're in July, mind you.
Yeah.
So give me a little credit.
Things can change.
All right. Clemson.
Okay.
Gonna be in there.
Right.
Georgia. Gonna be in there. Oklahoma. Gonna be in there. Here it is. Michigan. Gonna be in there.
Oh, my goodness.
And you know who gets left out?
The Tigers.
Them LSU Tigers.
Because I see it written there, the LSU Tigers.
Hey, you're cheating.
Yeah, I'm cheating.
Them LSU Tigers get left out. That's it, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hey, if you called in, thank you.
Thanks.
And prepare yourself for the tropical storm, whatever they call it. And we will see you probably next week sometime.
Little guys, say your prayers and drink all that milk. Stay close to home. Good night.